not feeling it this morning. There's a lot of things I'd rather be doing. And I'm not, right now, I just like to be out in the woods in a tent, sitting by a fire. Really, and it's a miserable morning. I don't know why that's what I'd want to be doing, because that's what I was doing the other weekend, and I enjoyed it. So anyway, I still have to do my thing. I still have to work, and there's a reason. I don't feel like doing things, and it's not the weather. I wish it was that simple. There is things missing in my life. And some days I recognize that more than others. Things that generally people, my kids, other family, relationships that are broken. And sometimes I just wake up in the morning and I'm feeling it. And today's one of those days. And it affects everything else I do. And it's interesting how we are like that. Even though men compartmentalize, and we do, and I am. I'm going to put things aside and I'm going to go do my job because it's what I do. But if there's something going wrong over here, it's going to affect things over here, because God says we were knit together in our mother's womb. I don't do knitting at all, but I know a little bit about it. And if only because I've ruined sweaters, you got a snag in something, you don't cut the yarn and just pull, because what's going to happen is you're going to unravel your whole sweater. I know this for a fact. I know this because I've done this. I was not impressed. The way sweaters are made is there's one, for every section, there's basically one piece of yarn, and it goes through the whole thing. And it's put together in such a way that it creates a sweater or socks or whatever you're making. That's how God put us together. God put us together so we are intricately made, but one thing impacts the other. He uses the example that when in the church we're like a body, and when one part of the body hurts, the rest of the body suffers. I think one of the things that creates the most impact on the rest of our body, next to stubbing your baby toe, anyways, is when you hurt in your heart, when you hurt because of relationships, when you hurt because there's people in your life that are missing, or people in your life that are hurting, people in your life that you want to love that you can't. And I just got a thing from my brother, just went across the screen, said, "I miss Dad." That's heart sickness. And it affects everything. That's why God says to cast all our cares upon Him. Because when we cast our cares on God, He is able to deal with the things that we can't. He's able to put things in perspective. He's able to show us how He can use our weaknesses for strength, how we can use our pain to bring us health. He shows us how He can take all the things that the world would say are horrible, and He said, "I knit you together to feel this way, to respond this way, so I can do this in your life to make you the person that I want you to be." See, God has established everything in us so that He can make us the people that He wants us to be. Is we rejoice in our suffering because of what our suffering is going to produce, what God is going to do in us. So even though it impacts everything else, sometimes it's good to step back and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What is impacting me, and why? Maybe I'm not being very clear today, and I apologize for that, because my head's kind of all over the place. But this much I know. As much as everything impacts me and everything is intertwined, the goodness of God is intertwined with all of that as well. So in our pain, in our heart pain, we need to recognize that God's intertwined in that. And He catches all our tears in His hands, and He cares for us. God bless you.